Now, 12.6 is going to be basically to practice on logarithms. The thing on logarithms that we're going to be using is just practice on your calculator. So you're going to have to type this in. We're looking at the key that says log. Some cases it says log base 10, and that's basically what it is. So you're going to have to type it in. So log of 327.1. Sometimes you have to type in the number first and then log. Sometimes you have to press log and then the number, depending on your electronic. The answer for A, we're going to get 2.5147. Now, example B, the log of 437,000, I should get 5.6405. I'm rounding to 4 decimal places on each. Once again, it is just for you to practice. Now, the way it is using in chemistry, we use it to measure the pH scale. The closer to 1, the closer it is an acid. The closer to 14, the closer it is an alkaline. In the center, so 7, we're going to call it neutral. And a formula we're going to use to measure the pH scale is going to be the negative log of whatever concentration we're using. So let me use this as an example. So wetlands are classified as either bogs, fens, or in marshes and swamps on the basis of the pH value. A pH value between 6.0 and 7.5, it is going to be a rich fen. When the pH is between 4.0 and 6.0, we're going to call it poor fen. And if the pH falls 3 or less, we're going to call it a bog. So let's use our formula, it's there, to measure the pH. So we're going to get that pH, it's equal to negative log of 6.3 times 10 to the negative 3. If you can type that in your calculator, by all means do so. If not, keep in mind that 6.3 times 10 to the negative 3, move the decimal 3 places to the left. So that is the same thing as negative log of 0.0063. So move the decimal 3 places to the left. Now, if you type that in, if you typed in the log of 0.0063, I'm just looking at this part, that gives me negative 2.2. So there is a negative at the front of the question. So negative with a negative give me a positive. So I'm going to get that the pH is 2.2. Therefore, this thing is called a bog. Now we're going to find the concentration of the drinking water with the pH 6.5. There is our formula. So now I know the pH. So I'm going to go 6.5 is equal to negative log. I don't know the concentration. So I'm going to call it X because that's what I'm figuring out. Now, I don't want to deal with the negative in front of the log. So let me move the log to the left side. So I'm going to switch the sign to log of X. And the 6.5, I'm going to move it to the right side. So it's going to become negative 6.5. Now, I know log is base 10. So let me rewrite this as an exponential form. So I'm going to write that 10 to the negative 6.5 is equal to X. I can type in those numbers, 10 to the negative 6.5. Type it in my calculator. It gives me a decimal, gives me point. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then it says like 3, 1, 6, 2, 2, and so more. So I'm going to write this as 3.2 times 10 to the negative 7. Now keep in mind that before the time sign, this has to be a number between 1 and 10. So if you notice, I'm going to say right there. That's why I call it 3.2 because I rounded to the nearest 10th. And I call it to the negative 7 because if you see my point, I'm saying move it 7 places to the left. Now we're going to learn our number E is named after Euler. It's spelled with an E, but it's still pronounced Euler. The number E is a number 2.7. It's about 2.7. And this is where we're going to use ln, or natural log. So, because natural log are the logs of base E. So this is just for you to type it on your calculator. Now in this case, I'm looking at ln. Now I'm looking at log, I'm looking at natural log. So when I type this in, natural log of 0.5841, I get negative 0.5377. I round it to 4 decimal places. The next natural log, when I type it in, I get negative 0.0818. Once again, this part is just for you to practice how to type it in. And my last natural log, I'm going to get 5.2611. Now we're going to use this. We're going to have a function for altitude that corresponds to the pressure in millibars given by the natural log function defined below. So this is just a function. Use this function to find the altitude when the pressure is 400 millibars. So all we're saying is the x value is 400 because it said we have x millibars, so 400 millibars. So all we're asking is what's the function of 400, function f of 400, which is 51,600 minus 7,457 natural log of 400. If you can type all this in, by all means do so. If not, look at the multiplication before addition. Find out what natural log of 400 is. So I'm just going to type it in. My calculator's natural log of 400 should give me 5.99146 and some more numbers. So I know what the natural log of 400. If you notice, I have natural log of 400 times 7,457. Now that I know what natural log of 400 is, I'm going to multiply those two numbers, and my calculator gives me 44,678.3511 and some more numbers. Now, I notice that there is a negative sign in front of it, so I'm going to press the negative sign. So I have my answer as a negative, and I'm going to add 51,600. My answer gives me 6,921.6488 and some more numbers. Here, looking at the instruction, it says round to the nearest hundred. On the 100th place, I see 9. So my answer is going to be 6,900 because the number after the 9 is too small.